I'm Janelle Orsi from the Sustainable Economies Law Center. I have to tell you what I just found in a sandwich. It's kind of exciting. It's, a new economy. Well, thank goodness. It's just in time because my bills and expenses were stressing me out. And judging by how everyone else is sweating the economy these days, I gather that everyone is stressing about bills. I used to reassure myself that one day I will have enough money. Someday, somehow. We all think that, right? How can we not hope that? Someday, somehow, we will all have enough money, right? Well, not really. At some point, I realized it would be easier to stop looking for more money and look for a new economy instead. I'll show you how I found it. First, I noticed something suspicious about the definition of the word livelihood. It may look like just an innocent noun in our dictionary, but look at what this definition is saying about our lives. We go to work. Our work gives us money. We take it to the store or to our landlord or gas station or wherever, and we buy the things that we need. And so on. It's an endless cycle. Go to work, get money, buy things. Go to work, get money, buy things. And the thing that's a drag is that we work so hard and we spend a lot of money, and both of these activities create wealth, extra wealth. But all the surplus goes to whoever owns the businesses, which is people who may not even live in our community. And we're so busy in this cycle of work, we barely have time to object to the big messes our economy is making of things like, our planet. Messes that are ultimately going to come back and get dumped on us and our children's generation. So a lot of people have decided to break out of the cycle a little bit and try to get more of what we need without buying stuff. It's the grow your own movement, the do it yourself movement. We make stuff, build stuff, repair, reuse, recycle, grow, cook. It's fun and it's satisfying. And although these kinds of projects can rarely meet all of our needs, it's actually opening the door to putting the lively back in livelihood. Because millions of people are beginning to take these activities one step further and to connect with others in our community, to share stuff and cooperate, give, exchange, barter, teach, help each other out, buy from each other locally. But when we take it that one step further, we step into some interesting legal gray areas. You see, here I am. I've made some fabulous squash stew, and I've invited my friends over to share it. I could even ask them to bring a side dish. But what if I want to recover my costs and maybe make a little extra money for all my efforts? So I ask everybody to chip in $4. Oh, uh-oh. Have I accidentally found myself operating a soup business? Well, what's the difference between asking people to bring a side dish and asking them to bring $4? Well, the law says there's a big difference. And now there will be all these difficult legal hoops to jump through. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate these laws. They keep us from, poisoning people and burning things down and exploiting others, etc. But these laws don't apply well to everything we want to do. Many laws and regulations developed over the last century to carefully control the activities of very large businesses. As a result, jumping through these legal hoops can be hard and expensive, and the only people with the financial resources to get through them are, you know who. And I think, gosh, I just wanted to share my stew. It's not like I've started a supersized stew restaurant. I haven't even started a small business, not even a micro-enterprise. At most, you could call it a nano-enterprise. It's almost like I've landed smack dab in between running a business and simply cooking for myself and my friends. Oh, but, that in-between place is, ta-da, the new economy. It's sandwiched in between the realm of commercial economic activity and the realm of personal economic activity. And by virtue of being in a sandwich, the new economy falls right into legal gray areas, and it's not always clear how and when laws and regulations apply. Now here are some other ways the new economy is playing out, and examples of why the legal stuff is so confusing. Take transportation. Lots of people own a car. It's very different from running a car rental business, which is a highly regulated industry. But what if you and 10 neighbors start a car sharing club to share use of 3 cars? Now, are you a car rental business, or are you just a bunch of people who own a few cars? I don't know. You're in a gray area, or in this case, a green area. and you're sandwiched right in between these other two activities. And how about carpooling? Lots of people do it, even cartoons do it. Giving someone a ride to work is very different than operating a taxi cab company. But what if you're giving people rides and getting a little money for it? At what point does your carpool arrangement turn into a taxi company? And then there's growing food in your backyard, which is a very different type of operation than having a commercial farm. But what if you just grew tons of vegetables in your backyard and you maybe want to sell them? Are you a farmer or just a gardening fanatic? Or are you sandwiched somewhere in between? And then there's your home. Having a home is nowhere near as complicated as owning and managing a hotel. But what if you start hosting travelers in your home on a regular basis and you get money for it? There are websites that allow you to do this fairly easily. Will the law treat you as a hotel? And grocery shopping. It's very different from actually operating an entire grocery store. But what if a group of friends gets together, buys wholesale food in bulk, and then divvies it up? At what point does this little buying club get treated as a grocery store? Then there are people who are putting solar panels on their roofs, which is nowhere near as hard as starting a wind farm. But what about these people who get together and share a wind turbine? Would the law classify them as a public utility? Then there's the way that we transact with each other. These kids trading sandwiches are fortunately not going to be taxed on the sandwich exchange. But these business people will be taxed on their transaction, and the IRS makes that clear. But what about this transaction? Will the lawyer pay tax on those PBJ sandwiches? Oh, look, it's me on vacation in the Hawaiian sun, picking fresh fruit from trees all day. Oh, paradise. Oh, look, it's a farm worker in the hot sun, picking fruit from trees all day long. Ugh, gosh, paradise. Yeah, right. And then there are those people who go on vacation to volunteer on an organic farm. It's a lot of fun, it's very educational, great for the farm, but unfortunately it's usually illegal for the for-profit farms to use volunteer labor. Our laws are designed to prevent exploitation of workers, which is great, but those laws aren't well suited for all the ways that we work and volunteer and do favors for people. For example, here's someone helping out in a friend's kitchen, just helping. It's not like she's an employee in a restaurant, but if the friend is operating a business by charging money for her stew, her helper will most likely have to be treated as an employee for legal purposes. Sheesh, the law sure does complicate things. But all these in-between ways that people are making a livelihood, that's the new economy. That's the sustainable and the sharing economy. And no matter how complicated the legal issues are, that's the world that I want to live in. So now, along with attorney Jenny Casson, I co-direct an organization called the Sustainable Economies Law Center. What we do is map out the legal landscape of the new economy, helping people understand the limits and the possibilities of the new ways that they are making livelihoods. And we provide how-to guides, FAQs, and other resources. And as for those difficult legal hoops, the Sustainable Economies Law Center guides people on how to form cooperatives and to share and to harness the resources in our communities, which is what we need to get through those hoops. And finally, we're working to bring those legal hoops back down to earth by advocating for new laws that will be better suited to the new economy. That way, we can get through those hoops and create the world that we want to live in. Hey, come join us over here and help put the lively back in everyone's livelihoods. And if you could make a donation, that would be wonderful. We will put your donation to excellent use and we will make sustainable economy sandwiches for everyone.